You will be surprised who gets revealed when you start actually applying pressure to who you want to become. You'll be surprised how many people are intimidated by you trying to reach your fullest potential. You'll be surprised how people don't like how others view you. Some people do not like that other people view you well, and they don't feel that they get the same recognition that you get when it comes to being viewed. Let me say this differently. A lot of times when people are intimidated by you, they try to attack you, or they feel just threatened by you in general, and you basically mind your business. A lot of times this reflects on who they are more than it reflects on what you are and who you are becoming. Because a lot of people are threatened by you trying to be better. A lot of people are threatened by you surpassing their expectation of you. Because if you surpass their expectation of you, it's harder for them to compete with you. And if it's harder for them to compete with you, when it's harder for them to compete with you, the insecure feel less secure in themselves because they've been trying to have a silent, one-sided competition with you the entire time. And when you reach this certain pinnacle, it's harder for them to try to compete with you because you have surpassed the level. Like, you have surpassed the level of expectation that they have for you. And a lot of times people can't accept that. So they begin to attack you. They don't even have to know you at all. But people have a weird way of revealing themselves when you try to get to your fullest potential. And that's why I really advise for people to try to be the best person that they can be, or try to be their best self, because nobody can be you like you are you. Nobody in this world can be you like you are you. But you have to be so vigilant and be so sure of yourself and know even your darkness and your light, to the point where when accusations, rumors, things that are trying to threaten you come your way, you know who you are enough to not allow somebody to be able to siphon your energy. You get what I'm saying? You know who you are enough to not allow them to be entertained by you. Because I'm sorry to say it, but you are now better than that behavior. If you are trying to be your best self, you are better than the behavior of the person that you used to be, or simply the behavior of negativity. You need to vibrate higher. Because if you decide to entertain that, you are wasting time. During the same time somebody could be talking about you, your blessing could be on the table waiting on you. So you have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, very careful what you are entertaining, because a lot of people are a part of the test. Are you who you say you are? And are you who you say you are? And I'm not talking about with these people, with flesh. I'm talking about, am I able to prove to God and the universe He has created for me and our people that I deserve this new blessing that's coming? Do I deserve to be put in this situation? Because the person who is responding is a person more like your past, not who you are becoming. So if I'm sitting over here entertaining this person or what they got to say, who am I? I'm no better than them. And it's not about trying to be better than somebody, but I'm better than certain behaviors, and you are too. Certain behaviors are not something that we want to bring into our new lives that we're trying to manifest for ourselves. And how you're trying to manifest a new timeline, and you're behaving and interacting with the old timeline. Detach from them. You don't want that in your new life? Detach from it. Every single thing that you entertain is going to continue to chase you. And that's something I realized this year. I can't entertain certain things. Like, I haven't dated a dude all year because I can't entertain certain demons that are susceptible to the people that I end up talking to. I can't entertain the demons that are susceptible to insecure people. So when I choose my friends, I choose secure people. Or I don't decide that I don't want none. Like, I have spent a year by myself because I know how susceptible other people are to the enemy. And that's with my knowledge of the fact of the matter that I'm not fighting against flesh and blood. I'm fighting against darkness and light. So I can't surround myself with people who are so lowly of themselves. They think so lowly. They think they can't do nothing. They're angry. They're negative. I can't be around it. I can't be around it. Why? Because when you're around those things, it allows you to be able to be easily infiltrated. Not only when it comes to attacks, but it can also rub up on you. And I won't allow nothing to try to change my heart posture, even other people. Because the thing about it is, sometimes you get put in situations and sometimes you have tests that are building you up to be resilient. And some things, you are the reason why you are in that situation, because you keep on entertaining something that God has already suggested that you walk away from. Part from me. What Jesus said, part from me. Right? So like, if I'm sitting over here and I know this about somebody, or I know this about this, who am I? I'm no better than God. I mean, I'm no better. Yeah, I said it right. I'm no better than God at all. Who am I to think I can control their reality and try to control how they behave? Who am I to think I can change that person? Who am I to think that I am in control of how people are able to view me? People can view me how they want to view me. People can say what they want to say. People can do what they want to do, because this is their world, and will have the same consequences, or they will have the consequences that come with their actions. So your action will also predict what you will have going on. I want my predictions to be good things, so I can't entertain and behave that way. And that's why I have to keep my frequency high, because that makes me more magnetic to the opportunities and the blessings that God is trying to bless me with. If I decide that I don't belong in the lowly places, I can't be in the lowly places and expect a miracle. I can't. How am I be entertaining the lowly places, people who are envious and manipulative, people who are insecure and hate themselves and hate me because they hate themselves, and I'm full of light sitting on the lowest level? How? And expecting God to come down and bring a rope for me, and I'm entertaining, I'm basically holding on to these different situations. How am I supposed to be able to be lifted up? I'm holding on to the thing that's trying to kill me. Do you get it? I can't entertain these things and expect change. So I have to change within myself. I have to sacrifice the comfort of being around these things and people pleasing, because in you entertaining the people who treat you bad, because a lot of times you really hate that they treat you bad. But because you are such a people pleaser, that you would hate for them to feel rejected, because you know what rejection feel like. That's why your heart's so good, because you know what it feel like to not have nobody. You know what it feel like to be casted away, even when you're trying your hardest. But the thing about it is, everybody don't got your heart. Everybody is not moving the way you're moving. Some people like being low. Some people like being down in the dirt. Some people like being angry all the time. Some people like finding a new thing to complain about every single day. Some people like that. And so you have to take it upon yourself to say, I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to keep climbing. Okay, God sent this rope down. Because God's going to continuously to give us opportunities to walk away. God can continuously give us opportunities to get out of what we're in. Especially when we are bringing it upon ourselves. He has patience with us. Patience with us. Oh my gosh. He has patience with us. I said it again. He has patience with us. But that don't mean He's not going to let it hit us if we're allowing it to. If you're going to allow the attack, of course it's going to hit you. How you going to get vindicated and you accepting it? Huh? How you going to get vindicated and you don't even see it as being bad, huh? How you going to get justice if you don't see it as an injustice, huh? Let's talk about it. I need to get my body. But the thing about it is, in my opinion, it's really got to do, like, the hate that comes with you trying to evolve has a lot to do with people having to reflect on how they treat you and how they feel about themselves, rather than what you're really doing. Because you could be doing the same thing the whole time. You could be persistent with having the same hobbies and the same goals. But as soon as you move past the expectation, that's when problems will arise. Not because of what you're doing, but because you beat what they thought you would. So it was actually this verse that I was reading, and it was talking about basically I was reading this verse, and it was talking about a lot of times we try to blame God and we try to blame the people around us for our suffering, when a lot of times we keep choosing our suffering and then expecting it to change, expecting somebody to help. But we have to be less codependent when it comes to what we are allowing, because I need to say that differently because maybe the word is going to be wrong. We have to be more assertive with what we are allowing, because you continue to allow the same behaviors and then expect sin not to follow you. You continue to allow the same behaviors and then you expect God to save you from those things and things to not happen, and you sit over there and complain all the time. But the thing about it is, the reason why you are complaining is because you are causing your own suffering. And I have been a member of that. And in a certain way, I'm kind of going through a pain where I am causing my own suffering, but I'm not complaining about it. It's just that I keep doing certain things that I don't want to bring into my new life. And that's why we're talking about this. We're really talking about this, how you trying to become a new person is going to affect other people. Some people are not going to believe in your dreams. Some people are not going to believe in what you are trying to do. And just because somebody doesn't believe in what you're trying to do doesn't mean that God hasn't placed a calling inside of you. Because when it starts happening, regardless of what you look like, it's kind of crazy to people. And some people, it's only crazy to them because they were expecting you to be lower than them their whole life. Some people are not used to or unable to be beside another star and them being a star too. Some people feel that there also has to be a hierarchy in everything in life, when in actuality, we all are the same flesh and blood. For example, I have never had a celebrity so I've never been a fan of a celebrity. I would listen to people's music. I never really caught up with people. The only person I ever had a crush on was Lil Yachty, and I only had a crush on him deliberately for a year when I was in middle school because of his character at that time. But I personally have never understood the hierarchy of other people and the obsession of other people, because I didn't experience that in myself. But that doesn't mean that it's not a reality of this world, because my dad said this one good thing, and it was lean not on your own understanding. And he just reminded me of that it's in the Bible, and he just reminded me of that. Yeah, I can't lean on my own understanding. I can see something this way, but that doesn't mean that this is what's happening. I can see something in a more friendly light, and it still doesn't have to be in a friendly light. Some people are just not the same as you. Just because you have this heart that doesn't have these ingenuine actions doesn't mean everybody else has the heart to not have these ingenuine actions. I really need to find this verse though, because I need y'all to actually understand. Oh, it's crazy. I just found the verse that talked about that. It's Proverbs 3:5. This is my grandma's old Bible. I put this cutesy thing on it. But trust in the Lord with all your heart and not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will direct your paths. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn your back on evil. Then you will gain renewed health and vitality. But then if we were to talk about Proverbs 3:11, my child, don't ignore it when the Lord disciplines you, and don't be discouraged when he corrects you. For the Lord corrects those he loves, Just as father corrects a child in whom he delights. Okay, so those are at all not what I was looking for. But they support what I was talking about. Some people are not going to like you trying to become better, but that doesn't mean that you should stop. Stop people pleasing. Stop valuing the opinion and how people feel about you and how threatened people feel about you trying to be better. People are going to say that you're better, that you think you're better than them. But the thing about it is, it's not necessarily because you over there saying that you're better than them. It's because the inside of them is actually experiencing something called intimidation. They're extremely intimidated by you trying to be something better for yourself. A better you does not mean a lesser them, but because they reflect upon themselves and see that they could be doing more that they are doing, that's what makes them think. And then some people take it upon themselves to see that as you are trying to be better. You are trying to outdo them. You are trying to do this. But God can place a calling in you and you have to respond to that calling. Because the thing about it is, when you are trying for yourself, the door is open for you. The door is open for you. And I can't speak on how good God has been for me this year. I cannot speak on the blessings and the things that I did not have to pay for and the opportunities that presented myself from different people, from different places that I never thought would contact me. But that's because this is what God wanted me to do. And I applied pressure on putting my foot down and showing up so that God can open these doors for me. And that's really what happens when you stop competing with other people and you start to try to improve yourself and focus on yourself. Focus on yourself, because that is when the real blessings start coming in. You are living for your life and only your life. Nobody can be you. And that is your power. So when you sit over there and you're constantly trying to one up the next person, or you're trying to compete with the next person, or you looking at the next person and compare yourself to the next person. Oh, they have this. Oh, they did this. You crying, this has this. Oh, they have these lips. Oh, they have this. Oh, they did this. Oh, they're skinny this. Oh, this. Da, 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 da. But who are you? Who are you? Look in the mirror. Find yourself and figure it out, because the only thing that will save you from this misery of comparison, jealousy, and intimidation constantly is you finding out who you are. And it's not going to be easy, because you probably have 9 times out of 10 conditioned your brain to operate on a space where you have to compete with people to feel fulfilled, because that's how insecure you feel about yourself. You being wanting up in another person or doing different things better than another person does not make you secure in yourself. You should be able to feel secure with nothing. I don't even have a job right now. You still couldn't come to me. You still couldn't mess with me on being me. Do you understand? I'm put in a place where I need to sit still. You still couldn't fuck with me. Why? Because the security does not come from me trying to compare myself and be better than another person. Because at the end of the day, nobody can be Kalita Niara Robinson. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody can be you. Stop sitting over there comparing yourself to other people. I don't know how many times we have to say this in this video. Stop trying to gather your worth by how many men you talking to, how many men you have taken, how much success you have, how much better you are at a skill than another person. Because if anything happens to your limbs, anything happens to your brain, you will lose it all. Then what is your worth? Then what is your worth? You can get in a car accident today. What is your worth? You are a child of God. You are beyond priceless. Your gifts, this voice, this coming out, my voice right now, this is priceless by itself. And I value me because I understand and respect myself. You have to know yourself so much. You have to know yourself so much that you are not threatened by another person's success. Because the crazy thing about it is, The same person that you could be clapping for and you clapped for when they did things that were good, they could be threatening and talk about you when you start doing good. And that's because they're not secure in themselves and they are trying to compete with you. They have to feel better than you. They have to feel like the only star. But the thing about it is, if it was only one star in the sky would not shine. The other stars help the stars glimmer. If we had one star in the sky, it will be consumed in darkness. Actually envision it. And it just came off the dome. Actually envision it. That was a very good download. Thank you, God. Thank you, guys. But, yo, if you was the only star, the sky would be too dark to even let you be able to shine good, honey. So it's best to clap for others. It's best to know who you are. And it's a blessing to know that you are a blessing the same way another person can be a blessing. Because you never know what opportunities can be put together when you don't stand alone. And right now I'm working on a space. I'm in a space where I'm trying to better myself to where I can trust people. But like this year, I have lost so many distrustworthy people, and I'm so blessed because it has been times where I cried myself to sleep, wondering why I had to distance myself from different people. And a lot of them, I didn't feel like they deserved the conversation at all because I realized like I'm not benefiting from this connection. This is actually draining me. It has drained me for a long time. And I just really thank God for giving me the discernment to see that. And also communicating with me on why these things have to happen. Because for my elevation, I can't have these dark entities. Like I was talking about at the beginning of this video, I cannot have these things pulling me down when God is trying to send me the ladder to bring me up to the higher road. It's like me carrying a rock on my back thinking I'm going to climb the highest mountain. How? How am I going to get to the top of the mountain if I have a rock on my back, honey? A backpack full of rocks. How useful are rocks? Not really. They weigh you down. Yeah, that was kind of hard for me. But like at the end of the day, I understand that I have to be moved from those type of people. And it was really one that really, really hurt me to the point where I just really couldn't fathom and understand. And it's been times where I still try to be around those people. And it was just like, God would not allow me to be comfortable around those people. Like I tried and I tried and I tried to be comfortable around them people and it just would not work. It just would not work. They triggered me. They constantly did something that I did not like. Or I could see through them. And then I asked God one day why. And it's crazy as it may sound. You know how when you on safari, you looking for something and you can have another thought. I'm a very big thinker. I'm a very big ponderer for real, for real. So like it's a lot of thoughts to be in my head throughout the day. It doesn't even have to be in relation to what I'm thinking about or I'm trying to do. But like I would have another thought like, and there was like a ruminating thought that was just in my head while I was just going about my daily stuff. And I was looking up something on Google. And I had that thought still in the back of my head. As in, like, I was thinking about two different things at once. Tell me why when I was looking up I typed in fates. What? What? Y'all, fates. It was fate for me to be able to have these people revealed this year because they cannot walk into my new season. It was fate for me to be able to see these people because I would have wanted them side by side with me. They had to part way from me. They couldn't be in my immediate circle. And I really don't care what type of villain I look like in their story. Because if I were to speak the actual truth, my truth would be insanely incriminating to their character. But the thing about it is, I really just have to make sure that I understand that, like, things have to happen because people heart posture. I was expecting me out of other people. But I can't expect me out of other people because God makes us different. God carves us all different for whatever purpose we have. And some people are at a level where they are not ready to be able to have the same heart posture as you. And that doesn't mean they're not capable. It just means that it's not the time for them. They have to go through a little bit more trials and tribulation. Not just because of how bad their character is, but because maybe their trauma in their life, what they carry inside their body from their family tree, must be resolved in a more harsh way. Must be worked out in a much harder way than I have experienced. Because some people, you realize that, like, not only are we not fighting against flesh and blood, but we are also working through the trauma of other people because we have our whole line of lineage. We have our lineage inside of our consciousness. So my subconscious holds my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-granddad, my grandma. It holds the trauma. And I hold the trauma in my womb as a daughter of, I hold my mom's family's trauma inside of my womb. So my experience on life in life is gonna be different than other people. And I can't expect myself out of other people because they have to work through different things that I necessarily don't have to work through. Or they have to work through different things, and they have more importance. The things they have to work through have more importance to resolve their lineage, things that their family had going on. The same way I have to resolve different things. And the same way the situations that I went through are things that helped me to break those karmic cycles that were carrying and like hurting my family tree. Because in all honesty, I plan to end it. So my suffering and my lessons and the things that have built me to be me and to build me to think the way I think, I had to take into consideration that I can't lean on my own understanding when it comes to that, because my wisdom is not everybody else's wisdom. My heart is not everybody else's heart. And I have to understand that from a more deeper level, especially when sometimes I get deceived by me trying to be so reliant on understanding that this person could be this way. I see the potential of somebody being this way, but they're not that way in actuality. They can pretend to be that way, but they don't have to actually be that way. And that was used to hurt me a lot. I need to do another video. It was lovely talking to y'all. Have a lovely day.